Hello, welcome to our first informational video released by the Licking Valley School Counseling Office. As we had told you earlier, our intention this year is to use short videos to send out information that in the past we have held parent meetings about here at the school. We're hoping that this is more convenient for all of you. You'll be able to watch these videos when you have time and then follow up with us with any questions that you have. So let's get started. Our first topic today is the timeline for college applications, specifically in the senior year. We hope that your child, if they're applying to college this year, has already accomplished these things. As of today, hopefully your student has explored colleges online and through literature. Maybe that's come in the mail or through email. Students have created a list of colleges that they're interested in learning more about and are considering applying to. This does not have to be a complete list at this point, but hopefully they've started narrowing down their focus and they have a pretty decent idea of where it is that they want to apply. Students have met with their college representatives. So this happens oftentimes through college visits, which is our next statement there. Students and parents have visited college campuses that they are interested in applying to. Visits are really important. They give students an opportunity to see whether or not they think they'll fit on that campus, learn more about the types of support and programming that are available. Oftentimes, students will think that they want to go to a specific school. They'll go visit and find out it's maybe not for them. There is a form that students need to fill out ahead of time and turn in to our attendance office if they are going to miss a school day for a college visit. By doing so, they can have 3 of their college visits excused in a semester. It ends up being counted kind of like a field trip. So there is some flexibility built into their schedule if they would like to do a visit on a school day. Okay, also as of today, we hope that students and their parents have had conversations regarding how college will be paid for and who's responsible for what. Everyone needs to be clear on this plan. Each year, we have situations where students have one idea of what the finances are available to help pay for college, and parents have a very different idea and who will be paying for what. These conversations are much easier to be had up front than they are at the end of the process when students have received their letters of acceptance and their financial aid packages, maybe have their heart set on one opportunity to find out at that point that they may not be able to pursue it. So we encourage families to be very upfront before they go any further in this search process about what resources are available to the student and what they are responsible for themselves. Students at this point should have begun filling out applications. So they should be able to talk to you about what they're doing in Journey to College, things like the Common App and other applications they might be completing for their schools. They should have contacted teachers and other adults to request letters of recommendation. This was actually a requirement of them at the end of last year. And then at the beginning of this year, they were asked to reach out to those teachers again to just confirm that they're, remembering that they're going to write those letters of recommendation. It takes a lot of time for teachers to do that, especially if they have multiple kids. And so we tell the kids, do not expect to contact a teacher the day something's due or the night before and ask them to have a letter the next day. So they need to have given these people a lot of heads up so that they have time to write that letter. Students hopefully have taken the ACT. They should have taken it last year as a junior with the state paid for test, and hopefully then have maybe retaken it once. They could be registered for the October ACT that's coming up at Licking Valley High School. Or maybe they are also taking the SAT, and we get questions about that. And students, absolutely, if they're interested in taking the SAT, we encourage them to do that. Midwestern schools tend to focus a little more on ACT, which is why that's where our focus is, but they will take either set of scores. So if they're interested in that, they can do that. Having said that, the time to take the ACT is really at an end. They have to be done with that in order for the scores to get there by the due dates at most of these schools. For some schools, even the October ACT is too late. If you're applying to a November 1 deadline school like Ohio State Columbus campus, those scores won't be there on time. For later due dates, the October score is usually okay. Mrs. Lichtenauer is going to be putting together a video on signing up for the ACT and sending it out to everybody, so there'll be more on that coming a little bit later. Okay, also as of today, we hope that students are checking the school counseling website for scholarship information and that they've set up some accounts on scholarship search engines. Now, we talked to them about this and showed this to them last year when we were in financial literacy. But on our website, they can find under the Senior Information tab any scholarships that we're aware of will be posted there, as well as a list of different scholarship search engines and databases. Honestly, at this time in the year, those search engines and databases are going to probably be their best bet. There's not a lot of local stuff out in September. Most people giving a local scholarship aren't really thinking about it now, but they will start to come in soon. And as we see them, we will post them there. So we tell them check it once a week and make sure that you're filling them out. Unfortunately, it's not uncommon for us to get to the senior awards ceremony and have the same few students that win the majority of the scholarships. When that happens, what we usually know in our office is those are the same few students that applied for all the scholarships. And we tell the kids, you're not going to win them if you don't apply. So it's really important that they take time and fill these applications out. It's amazing how many of them don't want to write a 300-word essay, for $500, and we're saying that's not that much work. Just do it. You're never going to win it if you don't apply. So please encourage them to be checking that every single week. After Christmas break, it'll really speed up and you'll see a lot more options there, but there will be stuff earlier. Students should be finishing up their service learning requirement for graduation if they have not already turned it in. That needs to be done as soon as possible. Students should be using their Naviance account to track colleges of interest, applications, transcripts, and letters of recommendation. So Naviance is an online program that we use to help with kids with exploring colleges, and then also it's a way of us tracking their applications, sending supporting documents, all of those kinds of things. We're going to do a separate video on that later. Okay, so now switching our focus to the future. Looking at October to December, there's some really important things coming up during that time frame. One of them is the FAFSA. So the free application for federal student aid is an online government application that students must fill out in order to receive financial aid in the form of any kind of grants from the federal government or loans. And a lot of schools also look at this for scholarships. The Licking County Foundation requires it is completed for students, no matter if they're applying for anything that is need-based or not. If they haven't completed the FAFSA, they will not review their application for Licking County Foundation scholarship. So it is really important that everyone do this. The online application for FAFSA opens October 1st. And you cannot do it before that. If you do it earlier than October 1st, you'll be filling it out for the wrong school year. So you have to wait until October 1, and you'll want to fill it out for the 2020 to 2021 school year. To do this, you'll have to use your 2018 taxes. We are going to do an informational video on this in October after we go to our annual update about changes to FAFSA, so we can give you the most up-to-date information. Some other really important things to think about in this October to December time of the year is that college visits should be kind of wrapping up, figuring out where we're going, because these applications are due during this time period. If students have planned to retake the ACT or SAT, those scores need to have been sent to the appropriate schools. We do put them on transcripts, but some colleges will not take them off of a transcript. So if the college is saying they want what official test scores, that means they need to be sent directly from the testing agency. Our office cannot do that. So students have to log into their own account, check to see whether or not they already had the scores sent there when they took the test. If they did, they're good. If they did not, you're going to then have to request to have the scores sent, and there is a cost associated with it. And it does take a couple weeks for it to get there. So students need to be paying attention to that. Does the school require official scores or not, and did they have them sent? One big important deadline is October 15th. If your student is applying to a November 1st school, Ohio State Columbus campus is the most common one that our students apply to. We tell them they should have all of their applications submitted by October 15th and have done their Naviance request for their supporting documents, as well as requested their test scores be sent. That's because their actual application is just the first piece of the puzzle. All that supporting stuff has to make it to the campus as well to meet that November 1 deadline, and that takes time. So the first time we fill out all the supporting documents for a student's application, it takes us about 45 minutes. It's not as simple as just print a transcript and send it over. So they really need to give time, letters of recommendation and things like that. Teachers need to know when it needs to be sent and where to send it to. So they should do their part at least 2 weeks out and then do their requests and give everybody a chance to finish up the application. A question that we get about Ohio State, and this will show up at some other schools, is what is an early action deadline? Early action here means that students have to apply by that date to be considered for scholarship programs, for specific majors, for the Honor Scholars Program. Basically, we just don't even mention to the kids that they'll consider their application a couple months after that, but they won't be put into the running scholarships or any of those special programs. So we just say November 1, that's the deadline, you need to meet it, let's get it done. This is early decision. Early decision applications are for really selective schools, and you are entering into a contract with them if a student applies early decision, that if they get in, they will attend that school. So you need to read that very, very, very carefully before a student submits any early decision applications and make sure that that's going to work for your student and your family. Also, October to December. The goal that we give the students is to have all of their applications completed by Thanksgiving. So that comes up pretty quickly. And some of the schools, like we just talked about, Ohio State, Columbus campus is one of them, have to be done before that. Each time they apply, they have to update Naviance in order to let us know that their stuff has been sent, request a transcript, and any appropriate letters of recommendation. If they call us or you call us or email and say, hey, they applied, can you send their stuff? We're going to say, yep, they need to go on Naviance and they need to request it, and we'll send it through there. So that's how all that happens. Through this time period, they should also be applying for scholarships, continuing to check our website, continuing to look at some of those databases that we have linked there and any other opportunities that have come up for them. You should never be in a position where you're paying someone to help you find scholarships. There's plenty of other options out there. That is not something that they should be doing. January to February, students should be wrapping up any outstanding applications. There are still a few schools that are taking them at that time, especially some of the local branch campuses and things like that. They should send 7th semester transcripts to colleges that have requested it. So this means some students will receive a letter from a college saying, okay, we want to see what grades you get first semester, send them to us. They need to let us know that. That's not an automatic thing. So if they get a request from a college for the transcript after first semester, we're happy to do it. They just need to let us know. Again, keep applying for scholarships. March to May. Financial aid packages should arrive around February, early March. At that point, when you're able to make a decision about where the student is going, if they're going to be living on campus, it'll be time to send in housing applications and make deposits. Making last minute visits to campus. Final decision day is May 1st, 2020, and that is a national date where students need to have alerted the school that they're going to that they intend to be there that next year. All service learning paperwork is due by April 17th in order to walk at graduation. And students need to fill out their senior survey via Naviance. At the end of the year, we will meet with all the seniors together and show them how to do this. This is where they tell us where their final transcript should be sent and any scholarships that they received so that we can put that into the spreadsheet at graduation. So if they don't self-report that, we won't know it. And they have to tell us what scholarships they received and which school we need to send their final transcript to in their senior survey. As always, we invite you to reach out to us with questions. So we will be doing additional videos with more information about ACT and Naviance and financial aid as well. Our contact information is here on the screen, but don't hesitate to let us know how we can help. Thanks so much.